Story 1. It has been several Christmas seasons, and as a seasoned detective, I have witnessed various cases, but one stands out as an unbelievably unforgettable event. On a cold Christmas night, the town was aglow with twinkling lights, illuminating every inch of the streets. Residents were filled with festive enthusiasm, and laughter and Christmas music echoed from the shops. Colorful decorations adorned the windows, creating an atmosphere of joy and tranquility. However, just as people were busy preparing for a lavish festive feast, a shadow quietly cast over this serene land. A hushed silence seemed to settle on the normally lively streets, and under the glow of the festive lights, a profound darkness emerged. Amidst this pleasant ambience, local residents suddenly became aware of an unusual occurrence. Some noticed an abnormal quietness in a corner of the town, as if even the wind had ceased its whistle. Curiosity drove them to embark on a journey to uncover the truth. Rushing toward that mysterious tranquility, they discovered an extraordinary sight: a lifeless body next to a fireplace in the home of an elderly man. The elderly man was dressed in the iconic Santa Claus attire, but at that moment, his figure seemed frozen in a tragic silence. Around the lifeless body, Christmas decorations and the festive atmosphere sharply contrasted with the cruel reality, creating an eerie and discordant scene. In that instant, joy was replaced by an indescribable sorrow, and the festive delight of Christmas night seemed distant and unattainable. What was supposed to be a happy and cheerful Christmas dinner had transformed into a poignant and melancholic harmony. This was an incredible discovery of a mysterious corpse on Christmas Eve in a small town, where the interplay of light and shadow revealed a tragedy that subverted what should have been a joyful Christmas night. In this quiet town, an elderly man was found dead by his fireplace, dressed in the familiar red and white Santa Claus outfit. The town, usually filled with the joyful atmosphere of Christmas, seemed to have the old man as its symbol of merriment. However, his death cast a shadow over this peaceful night. Preliminary investigations suggest that the cause of the elderly man's death appears to be a heart attack, not uncommon on a cold Christmas night. Yet despite the apparent scientific explanation, there is an unsettling feeling within me, as if there are some unusual elements at play. As we entered the old man's home, the air was filled with the subtle scent of burning wood from the fireplace, mixed with the aromatic fragrance of the Christmas tree. The entire house was adorned with twinkling lights and abundant Christmas decorations, creating a festive scene. However, within this cheerful ambience, the figure of the old man seemed frozen in time, lying quietly by the fireplace. His gaze still seemed to hold a trace of warm smiles, and in his hand, he clutched a neatly folded Christmas card. In the corner of the room, a cup of seemingly freshly made hot cocoa emitted a gentle steam. Everything exuded tranquility and peace, but beneath this calmness, I sensed an indescribable sense of the unusual. Perhaps it was the ancient clock on the fireplace mantel, its ticking sound seeming unusually solemn, as if narrating an untold story. Or maybe it was the slightly ajar window in the corner of the room, allowing the cold wind to gently weave its way in, as if under the watchful gaze of some mysterious force. In conclusion, despite all signs pointing to the elderly man's natural passing, there seems to be some inexplicable mystery lingering in my mind. On this joyful Christmas night, the departure of the old man has brought a sense of suspense to this town, a subtle, eerie feeling enveloping the tranquility of Christmas Eve. I embarked on an in-depth investigation, attempting to unravel the mystery of the old man's passing. As the investigation deepened, I discovered that the elderly man was, in fact, a kind-hearted volunteer who played Santa Claus every Christmas, bringing joy and blessings to the children at the orphanage. Through this selfless dedication, he became one of the most respected and admired figures in the town. The old man's home was filled with a rich Christmas atmosphere, adorned with carefully selected decorations. His fireplace was piled with colorful gifts, each representing his love and blessings for the children. Photos on the wall documented heartwarming moments he shared with the kids, and the smiles and happiness captured in those pictures seemed to narrate the beautiful contributions he made to the town. In his living room, handmade Christmas decorations filled the space, each crafted with care by his own hands. The bookshelf in the corner was stocked with children's books and picture books, where he read stories to the children every Christmas night. The entire house radiated an atmosphere of love and warmth, allowing people to feel the genuine passion he held for Christmas. I learned that he wasn't just a seasonal Santa Claus. He was involved in charity and volunteer activities year-round. He frequently visited nearby hospitals and nursing homes, offering comfort to lonely elders and warmth to the sick. His acts of kindness infected the entire town, turning him into a true Christmas hero in people's hearts. All of this reinforced my belief that the old man's passing was not a mere accident, but a profound loss. Though he may no longer be present, his good deeds and love will forever shine as a radiant Christmas light in this town. However, as I delved deeper, I uncovered seemingly insignificant clues that gradually assembled into a shocking revelation. Initially dismissed as inconsequential, these clues began to unveil a more intricate conspiracy, forming a surprising picture. I discovered some unusual footprints near the old man's residence, as if someone had been lingering around his home. These footprints were not typical of regular Christmas activities. Instead, they carried a mysterious and eerie atmosphere. What caught my attention even more was finding trampled Christmas decorations in the bushes near his house, as if someone had quietly entered his property at night. Further investigation revealed that the old man had received anonymous, threatening letters, indicating significant hostility towards him. The content of these letters made me ponder whether someone sought to frame this respected elder, making him a victim of some conspiracy. I found myself caught in a dilemma between the old man's positive image in the town and these unsettling clues. I began to suspect whether he had been entangled in a dark plot beyond our imagination. How could such a dedicated volunteer become a sacrifice in a conspiracy, and what dark secrets lay hidden behind this facade? The old man gazed out of the window, his wise and serene eyes revealing a deep sense of concern. On this cold Christmas night, the town's lights shimmered, seemingly portraying a peaceful and tranquil scene. However, the old man's intuition told him that an unusual storm was about to unfold in this seemingly serene place. For the old man, this was no longer just festive hustle and preparation. It was a conspiracy that could lead to catastrophic consequences. A blazing fire ignited within his heart, fueled by profound care for the town and its residents. He embodied not only the image of Santa Claus, but also the role of a wise volunteer who willingly took on the mantle of a guardian. This flame wasn't only to protect the serene land, but also to safeguard the well-being of every town resident. His gaze was profound, as if capable of penetrating the depths of the conspiracy. On this cold night, the old man was determined not to stand idly by as the potential threat loomed. It was a flame of responsibility, a belief in justice that drove him onto a perilous and solitary path. While residents anticipated the upcoming Christmas, the old man chose silence, keeping his suspicions deeply hidden, and embarked on a silent yet perilous investigation. He covertly gathered intelligence, carefully observing each person's actions, attempting to trace the origin of the conspiracy. No longer a simple Santa Claus, he emerged as a hero concealed behind the red robe, stepping forward to protect the people of the land. However, the conspirators had already sensed the danger. They were well aware that their plan had been exposed and needed to swiftly and mercilessly eliminate the old man's interference. Employing cold and cunning tactics, they chose to exploit the old man's pre-existing heart condition, turning the poisonous conspiracy into reality. Consequently, they were apprehended for their heinous actions. The cleverness of their disguise lay in the fact that the outside world only saw an old man peacefully passing away by his fireplace, seemingly a natural departure due to age and heart issues. However, this was only a fraction of the conspirators' ingenious plan. They skillfully turned a man who should have been enjoying the joy of Christmas into a subtle sacrifice for their plot. This allowed them to conceal the true nature of the conspiracy, presenting to the world only a seemingly ordinary tragedy rather than the impending disaster. On that cold Christmas night, an elderly man became the tragic protagonist of this small town, sacrificing himself to safeguard the purity of Christmas. The story unfolds like a poignant tableau, leaving the entire town immersed in profound sorrow. The festive atmosphere of Christmas seems to be torn apart in an instant, revealing the unknown shadows that may lurk behind the celebration. The old man, dressed in Santa Claus attire, quietly departed from this world. His face still bore a warm smile, as if he willingly traded his own life for the peace of the town residents on this Christmas night. This tragedy prompts reflection, making people ponder how many unpredictable sorrows may be concealed amidst laughter and the festive glow. The entire town is deeply moved, feeling profound grief for the selfless dedication of this man. He wasn't just a portrayal of Santa Claus, he was a guardian who, with his life, epitomized a commitment to the purity of Christmas. It's a tragic tale of Christmas night, teaching us to remain vigilant even amid joy. For shadows may loom at any time, while true love and sacrifice can illuminate the path forward. Story 2. In a tranquil Tokyo academy, there exists a legend that instills fear in the hearts of students, surrounding a mysterious student known as the Lord of Shadows. This tale has been passed down through generations, and when night falls, strange sounds echo across the campus. Some even claim to have seen a figure moving swiftly in the moonlight, resembling a phantom in the darkness. Kazuki Sakurai is an ordinary high school student. Initially indifferent to campus rumors, Kazuki's curiosity was ignited when his friends began discussing the story of the Lord of Shadows. They mentioned witnessing the Lord of Shadows by entering the Forbidden Shrine on campus at midnight. On a moonless and windy night, Kazuki and a group of curious classmates decided to investigate. Stealthily entering the school at midnight, they followed the rumored path to the mysterious shrine. Upon reaching their destination, they encountered pitch darkness, and not a sound was heard. Everyone's heartbeat seemed exceptionally loud in this silence. Suddenly, moonlight pierced through the trees, revealing a blurry figure in front of Kazuki, a tall student with a shrouded face, making his expression indistinguishable. The rumored Lord of Shadows stood before them, leaving everyone in awe. Subsequently, the Lord of Shadows began to speak in a calm and low voice, discussing the school's hidden history, unknown secrets, and even making predictions about the future. Kazuki and his classmates listened in astonishment, unprepared for the Lord of Shadows' unexpected actions. As the conversation deepened, the Lord of Shadows mentioned an ancient ritual, claiming that breaking the shrine's deity during this ritual would grant boundless power. Doubts arose in Kazuki's mind, but simultaneously he felt an indescribable allure. They decided to follow the Lord of Shadow's guidance and initiated this mysterious ritual. During the process, the students felt an inexplicable energy surrounding them. However, when it concluded, the Lord of Shadows suddenly vanished into the darkness, leaving profound silence. Kazuki and his classmates returned to their dorms, each filled with complex emotions about the events of that night. As time passed, the students gradually forgot the peculiar incident, but Kazuki sensed an irresistible force changing him. His thoughts became increasingly chaotic, and at night, he often heard the chilling voice echoing in his mind. One day, Kazuki disappeared without a trace. Some say he was taken by the Lord of Shadows, while others claim he ceased to be human, becoming a part of the darkness. The campus rumors grew thicker, and people began retelling the mysterious story. However, this time, the protagonist of the tale was no longer the Lord of Shadows, but Kazuki himself. This is a campus ghost story that unfolded on a moonless and windy night, where the exploration of forbidden secrets led an ordinary student down an irreversible path. The legend of the Lord of Shadows lingered among the students, becoming a mysterious and fearsome tale. Story 3. In a serene mountain village in Japan, there is a legend that keeps residents from venturing out at night, the tale of the snow spirit dwelling in the snowy mountains. This legend has been passed down for generations, and on cold winter nights, amidst the falling snow, peculiar sounds echo through the mountains. Some even claim to have seen a ghostly figure beneath the pure white snow. The villagers lead peaceful lives, reluctant to speak of the snowy mountain legend. However, one day, a young man named Yuta develops a keen interest in this tale. Originally an outsider seeking tranquility, Yuta unknowingly becomes entangled in this chilling mystery. On a bitterly cold, windy night, rumors about the snow spirit start circulating among Yuta's friends. It is said that by bravely ascending the snowy mountain at midnight, one might witness the appearance of the snow spirit. Though Yuta is skeptical, his curiosity is piqued, and he decides to embark on a nocturnal adventure through the snowy landscape. On a pitch-dark night, Yuta and a group of equally curious young people silently traverse the village, heading towards the path that leads to the snowy mountain. Following the rumored route, they reach the summit of the snowy mountain. All is silent, with no sounds but the faint falling of snowflakes. Suddenly, the moonlight breaks through the clouds, illuminating a blurry figure ahead. Yuta glimpses a woman draped in a white robe, her long hair cascading down to the ground, standing with her back turned towards them. The young hearts race, sensing an unusual aura surrounding this snow spirit. The snow spirit turns around abruptly, her visage as pale as the snow, eyes shimmering with a mysterious glow. She begins to softly chant an ancient lullaby, her song echoing through the snowy mountains like the wind. Yuta and his companions are captivated, entranced by this enigmatic melody. As the song ascends, the snow spirit gradually merges into the snowy mountain, becoming like a swirling snowflake. In the cold night wind, her song continues to resonate through the valleys as if recounting the ancient secrets of the snowy mountain. Yuta and his companions stand in awe, feeling that this adventure is unlike any other. When they return to the village, their hearts are filled with complex emotions. Yuta begins to sense a mysterious force influencing him, and during the night, he often hears the snow mountain's faint chant echoing in his mind. After Yuta and his companions were greeted by the mysterious song of the snow spirit, the atmosphere in the entire mountain village became eerie and tense. Villagers began to notice that the faint chanting from the snowy mountain at night was no longer just a legend, but increasingly distinct and palpable. Every time night fell, Yuta could feel the summoning of the snow spirit, an irresistible force gradually spreading within him. One day, compelled by that mysterious force, Yuta decided once again to ascend the snowy mountain regardless of the consequences. He found himself growing more sensitive, as if he could hear the faint calls emanating from the mountain. Ignoring the puzzled looks of his companions, Yuta bravely embarked on another mysterious journey. The summit of the snowy mountain was still covered in pristine white snow, and moonlight filtered through the clouds, casting a glow on the snowy landscape. Yuta stood there, waiting for the appearance of the snow spirit. Suddenly, a white light rose from the center of the mountain, forming a shimmering halo. The snow spirit reappeared, her eyes holding even more mystical light. The snow spirit began to narrate ancient legends that Yuta couldn't comprehend, recounting the history of the snowy mountain, mysterious rituals, and her own existence. Her voice was clear and ancient, as if carrying the wisdom of millennia. Yuta had an epiphany, developing a deeper curiosity about the secrets of the snowy mountain. Yuta's companions also felt the mysterious power of the snowy mountain, gradually understanding that this was more than a simple legend. They decided to explore the mountain's mysteries together, joining Yuta in the enigmatic rituals. In the process, they gradually grasped the endless energy contained within the snowy mountain and the protection and wisdom represented by the snow spirit. However, as they delved deeper into the understanding of the snowy mountain, a more significant crisis began to unfold. The balance of the snowy mountain was disrupted, and an ancient curse started affecting the entire mountain village. Yuta and his companions had to face more daunting challenges to unravel the mysteries deep within the snowy mountain and save the village from impending disaster. As Yuta and his companions delved deeper into the mysteries of the snowy mountain, they discovered that behind the mountain lay even more enigmatic stories. At the altar atop the summit, Yuta unexpectedly found an ancient manuscript detailing legends and rituals related to the snowy mountain from ancient times. The manuscript described a mysterious ritual known as the Snow Covenant. It was said that this ritual could balance the powers of the snowy mountain, protecting the entire region from the influence of malevolent forces. However, over the centuries, this ritual had been lost, and the power of the snowy mountain had become increasingly unstable. Yuta and his companions decided to revive this ancient ritual to save the snowy mountain and the entire village. For this purpose, they embarked on an adventure to find the artifacts necessary for the ritual. Each artifact was hidden in different locations within the snowy mountain, requiring them to overcome various challenges. Throughout their adventure, Yuta and his companions faced trials, such as those posed by ice and snow fairies, navigating through the mazes within the snowy mountain and confronting the guardians of sacred beasts. Their perseverance and wisdom gradually triumphed over these challenges, with each artifact being successfully located. In the end, as all the artifacts gathered at the altar, Yuta and his companions initiated the Snow Covenant ritual. During the ritual, they felt a surge of powerful energy flowing into their bodies, intertwining with the mountain's power. Yuta's spirit harmonized with the voice of the snow spirit, singing an ancient hymn that sparked the sacred energy of the snowy mountain. Upon the completion of the ritual, the snowy mountain restored its tranquility, and the entire village felt a divine blessing. Yuta and his companions became heroes in the village, and their adventurous tale became a legendary story passed down through the mountain village. Story 4. Long time ago, in an ancient village encircled by dense trees and veiled in mist, a chilling legend circulated about the forest. It was whispered that during the night, this wooded realm morphed into a mysterious and foreboding place. The villagers dreaded to approach, as tales spoke of a presence referred to as the shadow spirit that wandered among the trees, seeking new prey. One day, a young adventurer named Alan resolved to challenge the nocturnal forest. Despite hearing the rumors about the shadow spirit, Alan was driven by a yearning for adventure. Thus, on a dark and gusty night, he decided to enter this enigmatic forest. As he stepped into the forest, the shadows among the trees seemed to come alive, and the dense foliage allowed only occasional moonlight to pierce through. In the silence, he heard peculiar sounds, like the friction of branches or distant whispers. Undeterred, he pressed on with even greater excitement. Venturing deeper, Alan suddenly felt a chilling breeze, and the rustling of leaves echoed. Looking up, he saw flickering shadows between the trees, as if a dark figure was in motion. He swallowed hard, trying to maintain his composure. Perhaps it was just a trick of the wind, he reassured himself. Yet, as he continued forward, the shadow became more distinct. He noticed a pair of gleaming eyes shimmering in the tree shadows. Alan's heart raced, sensing an eerie chill creeping over him. Wiping the cold sweat from his forehead, he attempted to convince himself that it was just a play of the wind. However, as he advanced further, the silhouette became clearer. He discerned bright eyes shining amidst the tree shadows. Alan's heartbeat quickened, and a shiver ran down his spine. As he wiped the cold sweat from his forehead, he struggled to maintain his composure. Perhaps it was just a play of the wind, he told himself. But when he moved forward again, the shadow became more defined. He saw a pair of luminous eyes twinkling within the tree shadows. Alan's heart raced faster, feeling an unsettling chill. Wiping the cold sweat from his forehead, he considered turning back, yet the surrounding trees seemed to morph into an invisible cage, imprisoning him. Suddenly, a low laughter echoed through the forest. Alan felt a cold shiver run down his spine, sensing an intangible force tightly restraining him. A vague figure materialized before him, seemingly a humanoid form coalesced from the darkness. It was none other than the rumored shadow spirit. "Brave human, why have you entered my domain?" The voice of the shadow spirit was icy and ominous, as if emanating from the abyss of hell. Alan trembled, attempting to explain, but words seemed stuck in his throat. The shadow spirit chuckled softly, laughter reverberating through the entire forest. "You shall be my amusement until I am satisfied," it declared. Alan felt a powerful force drawing him in, and his body moved involuntarily toward the shadow spirit. From that day forth, the village never saw Alan again. During the night, people still heard the eerie laughter echoing from the forest, reminding them of the brave yet foolish adventurer. The legend of the shadow spirit grew even more potent, becoming an untouchable taboo within the village. On every dark and windy night, when the mist enveloped the small village, people could still sense that mysterious presence wandering among the trees, forever seeking new prey.